Hey, welcome everyone back to the video segments that some of you are accustomed to seeing, some of you are new, some of you have sent me numerous emails to ensure that I make some more. So here I am making a few more videos. My next project is going to actually be a railway embankment. So I've done two already. This one's going to be slightly different than those. So if you've seen the other ones, they'll have a lot of similar elements, but there will be some differences as well. So might as well get right down to it. I'm going to give a brief overview in this video. There's not going to be much technique. I'm just going to show you or give you an idea of sort of what the layout's going to look like. For this, I'm using my traditional MDF tiles. They're 1/4 inch thickness. They are roughly 12 inches. They're about 11 3/4, most of them, and they're 10 inches wide. Traditionally, I would run about a 6-inch board for the railway embankment. However, for this project, I'm actually going to have a road running parallel to the actual railway embankment. So I chose to go with a 10-inch tile, just to give me a little more space, give me a little more variation, allow me to have a little more gradual slope. Just so it's not as high as what I've normally done. So I'm going to be running, it's going to be a little over 6 feet, maybe like 6 foot 3 inches, I believe, with some sections on the end that will be angled. So it can either run straight across a 6-foot table, or it can run at about a 45, but still be flush with the table edges. And they'll be interchangeable too, so you can run it this way or this way. Obviously, it would be the customer's choice which way he'd like to do it. So I'm going to be doing 6 of these, and then in addition to that, I have 2 tiles that are, again, 10 inches wide. These are actually 6 inches, so half the distance of this, obviously. And what these are going to be used for is, when used together, they are going to have a small gap in between. And this is actually where the adjoining roads are going to go. So he had previously had some roads, so he'd like them to run under a bridge. So this is where the 6'3" comes in. The 3 inches is going to be, so you can actually slide the roads in underneath. In terms of bridge kits, I scratch built one of the bridges I used before. The other one was just a plain girder bridge. This time I went with a little more fancy style bridge. It's actually an N scale bridge by Fowler. And it's actually it's supposed to be a passenger bridge for the top and a rail for the bottom. I'm going to go the opposite route. I'm going to go passenger underneath and rail on the top. And again, this is in N scale. So the top width, I think, is a little over, I think it's about 1.5 inches. And for this, I'm actually going to go with TT. So I actually did order in some TT. I finally tracked it down. Literally tracked the TT track down. And I'm going to give that a shot, see what it looks like. A lot of people are commenting about the HO being a little off scale, so I'm trying to go as close to realism as I can, as close to the scale as I can. So I'm going to go with the TT, see how that works out. It does look a little bit small, I thought, but when it gets all done, we'll let you decide and see what you think of it. So good bridge kit. I actually have already assembled it. I will show you that. It's right here. If you can see that or not. It's got hollow ends, but that's not going to matter because the slopes are actually going to come right down on the edge, so that'll all be covered. As you can see, it's passenger bridge on top. It's quite nicely decorated. It's decorated on both the inside and the top, so photographing is going to look quite sharp, especially if you take them from the ground angle up. Other than that, it was pretty simple build. Most of the work was just making sure the seams were kind of hidden, because I didn't want to have a lot of light shining through in any certain points. Also, one thing I noticed is some of the colorations on the pieces were different. It came sort of pre-weathered, but in order to make it more uniform, because I found some of like this edge didn't match this one, what I did is I actually took a pencil in and I went and pretty much detailed the whole bridge again, just to sort of darken in some areas and make it look a little more uniform. So there's the bridge. The only thing that's missing is the guardrail. Everything comes pre-painted except for it comes with blue guardrail. I'm not really sure why they chose blue, but even in the photo it shows gray, so I'm not really 100% sure why they did that, but those are primed and almost ready to go on, so I will do that. So other than that, it's going to basically fit together like this. Like I said, there will be a 3-inch gap, if you can see that or not, but well, 3 of these on one side, 2 on the other, and then you're going to have the 2 6-inch sections of the 3. So it's going to be a 15-inch section here in the center, 2 12s, and 3 12s on the opposite side. And other than that, I don't know if there's really much else to let you in on in terms of the intro stuff. I mentioned already that the road's going to run parallel. That's actually only going to run on the 3-foot edge. It's going to start about a little less than the height of the embankment, which will be, I can measure this, sorry, height of the embankment will be roughly 2.5 inches. So the road's going to start probably around the 2-inch mark along the edge. It's going to run, if I was strong from this edge, probably run from about back here, and I'm going to have it come down and sort of cut through the embankment to end up at ground level and meeting up with the road here. So I will have a couple rock retaining walls or maybe a rocky outcrop just to sort of throw off that edge. The far edge, or the edge closest to me, for the whole length will be fairly steep. It's going to be not quite a 45, a little less than that, but it's going to be rather sharp. Obviously the other side is going to be the more appealing edge. You're going to have, like I said, the road running, and on the other edge with the 2 feet, it's going to have about 6 inches of just straight slope. So it will be able to accommodate vehicles or infantry stands on the slope, and then will slide down. So obviously the side closest to me will be quite sharp, and I don't believe it should be able to hold anything. So that's going to be the edge. I'm going to actually do some trees on it, so it'll sort of give a false background to the nice sort of lush foreground. So that is the design for it. I'll probably leave it at that. Don't think I'm going to have to tell you anything else. The next segment I'll put up, I will actually show you the pre-assembly, sort of how I'm building up the base material. Most of the work I'm going to do in the next 2 or 3 videos will actually be covered, so make sure you watch those if you're wondering how to build up the embankment. If you have your own style or technique, that's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing, and just send me some emails if you want to know, or if you want to share me your methods. So share with me your methods. So I will chat to you later. Cheers.